Hey, everybody.
It's the C-pad.
Oh,
is it though?
Hello.
Welcome.
It's the fully pad.
It's the fully pad.
It's the me pad.
This is a very special episode of Movie Nights at the Round Table, where we're at a much more disgusting covered stuff table, which felt
meaningful.
appropriate.
It's not round at all.
Because we are covering a movie that me and John and CJ were in 10 years ago, probably today, as you guys are seeing this.
And that I've watched at least one time, maybe 5 years ago.
I'm proud of you.
And Ben has watched one time, maybe 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a good friend too, because he stuck through the whole time.
Yeah, of course I did. What was I going to walk out on a movie?
I kind of wouldn't have been surprised because it's that.
Like, ooh, it's time to go get the food. Half an hour later, come on. Oh yeah, here's the food, guys.
Yeah.
Just half a burrito gone. Like,
Just send Sarah up with half a bag
Well,
of food.
You know how this works then? I think, Ben, you should give us the plot summary
Oh, sure.
for something remote.
Yeah, that's good. I like
Which I did realize we talked through the entire thing.
Yep, I felt a little bad about that.
Whatever
that must've been hard to
plot there was, he probably missed.
So three people, three young adult males.
Yes.
White
males.
Run home like there's some sort of emergency, which of course there is
There
not.
is.
They just want to watch TV all day.
Yep.
Which I totally get. Don't get me
To
wrong.
a 21-year-old, that can be an emergency.
I know.
yeah.
Dragon Ball Z was on.
Yeah.
So what was up with white male and
and
blue shirt?
Full house.
And the one of them that has a job
Me.
also has a girlfriend, so he's got his life the most
Yeah.
together of any of them.
I guess.
But she's now an ex-girlfriend.
Yep.
Way to go.
Or my
who is-
ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Call me.
And she is called psychotic multiple times throughout the movie, but
Crazy
really,
psycho bitch, which is
right? Yeah. Well, I'm trying to, I don't.
I'm saying it for you, so you don't have.
I don't feel comfortable calling her a crazy psycho bitch.
Have you met her?
Have I?
Well, Becca's quite lovely.
I think
Probably
once at a
probably met her
Halloween
Been to one of our parties. Yeah.
Yeah, but she's actually just like a
Yeah.
normal person who
Yeah.
wants her stuff back.
Well, and who has a pickaxe? Like she's
Oh,
not totally.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
she's-
guess that's
there's
true.
a little bit of
That's
loose
true.
thing.
But
That's true.
continue.
And a hammer. Yeah, she's aggressive.
And a voodoo
know.
doll.
A voodoo doll that's just Woody.
She's
Yeah.
playing hard to get
Yeah.
away from.
All right. And then they watch TV and they drink glow sticks. The end.
We did drink
That's
glow
about
sticks.
right. What happens with the bra at the end, though?
Oh, it
Oh
comes
my
off.
God, John! The gloves, like the
I
bras,
was
are
trying
off.
to get him to like sort of wrap up the movie where there's a bit of resolution, but in the end
Do
he
you
chooses the
black
remote of
out
his
for the last
friends.
7 minutes of that movie?
What, me?
I had a tough time
I certainly
following
did
it.
not. I remember the bra scene very clearly.
Yeah.
Maybe at the time I did. I don't remember.
I don't know as though the movie actually ends. It just stops. I guess.
It got
No, I mean,
does. There's-
Neil chooses to...
get that mic closer.
He chooses
Neil chooses
to not choose.
to watch TV. Just all the
he chooses
time.
his friends over his unstable girlfriend.
What?
I mean,
So Rick,
blah, blah, blah.
do you disagree with that? What's your interpretation of the plot?
It's. I mean, outside of the knowledge of how the script was written, or
Just having watched it now 10 years later,
All right, all
what are
right.
you thinking?
so. I mean, it's basically Neil obviously is the main character who is going through a breakup. Unclear who broke up with who. If anything, it seems mostly like a quasi-mutual breakup.
Yeah.
With both sides still being upset and angry over the terms, I guess. And he gets bad advice from someone who is not jilted, I guess jaded, and angry, bitter, just kind of a man troll.
But also wears a wedding ring the whole movie.
But also
Mystery.
wears, as an act of defiance, or maybe a signal that he really considers himself married to his apartment or Neil or something.
That's it,
Or his television.
Or the abstract concept of television.
Yeah.
Equally gets well-meaning, but also occasionally bad advice from someone who is very naive, has very little experience of his own, and doesn't really seem to be picking up on the social cues and nuances of the situation itself.
In the end, Eric is like, I'm not telling him what to do. I'm telling him to think about what he wants.
Yeah.
So in the so
well,
Neil
and
is
then,
the main
but then
character.
Neil is also pretty naive in
Yeah.
Eric tries to tell Neil. I'm going to refer to it as the three of us. Like, you're trying to tell CJ. It was like Eric is trying to tell Neil to consider the situation, and Neil's immediate reaction is, "Yeah, you're right. I got to go after her." It's
Right.
like, no.
Neil is not a character so much as he's just a wibbly wobbly plot.
He's a
device.
vector. He is the plot in a person that's being manipulated by everybody else.
Yeah.
Because
Neil
every
is
other
the main character.
It's a lot
Matt
like the
is the
D-pad if you
most
think about it.
character, and John is the best character.
Every other character in the movie is trying to manipulate.
I'm
Neil
pretty
in some
sure-
way.
John.
Pretty sure Jeff was the best character.
I was starting to feel a little bit jealous that
No,
me
clearly-
and Ben were not in the
clearly
movie.
Shannon.
I was kind of sad that you
So
guys
I
aren't.
inserted us as the couple that was supposed to go
Oh
on the
yeah,
double
just
date.
reshoot it.
Oh,
Green
Yeah,
screen.
it was like, that
yeah.
was us.
We can do that. I can Photoshop.
Photoshop just our
Frame
heads
by
on
frame.
those bodies. Yeah.
But I'm
you're
gonna
gonna have
so
the
it'll
same
just be a
voice as
static
Sarah.
photo of
Oh,
your
yes,
head over her
100%.
voice. Yeah.
Should I give a rundown on how this movie came to be?
Sure, go for it. Yeah.
So in college, Alex Laferriere, the movie's director, writer,
A close friend of ours on the first episode of the D-Pad ever podcast. He was there.
he was.
I
he
went
was there.
to play school with him.
Nice.
and
Yeah,
I was
you-
in. I've been a close friend of his since third grade.
Yeah, you two have known him for fucking ever, basically. But I've known him. I did not know him there. I
You
met him
knew
in
longer,
college.
but I knew Dustin first.
He's the one
I
who
love
ran
this like game. Like
Wow.
Oh.
the aftermath of this movie is the reason that Alex and Nick Allain, the movie's producer, and Steve DiTullio, the ADAP kind of everyman in number
Yep,
3,
yep.
made a podcast called Open Lounge,
I'll just do
which the
that.
D-Pad was then a spinoff of.
I guess
and-
kind of, even though I never once listened to it or was on
I
it.
mean, no, you were on it. The three of us were on it for the episode that we were in Indianapolis to show off the movie at Gen Con.
Okay, I guess that's true.
And that was part of the. And I think on the way back,
No
was,
recollection.
On the way back was when I was like, "Look, I want to do a podcast that
Yeah.
kind of takes the similar idea but does it for video games." instead
Yeah,
of for
and I
movies.
liked that, and then procrastinated for 4 years, and then here we are.
I mean, but so in college, me and Alex were part of a sketch comedy group called Kilroy Sketch Comedy. They've been a
Wow.
thing since.
What did Roy do?
I don't know,
He talked out of turn,
but he
Ben.
was here.
He improvised? Is that what you're saying?
So
Isn't Kilroy from Mr. Roboto?
yes, I mean it's from Mr. Roboto, but it was also from World
from
War
something
II. I
else,
think it was
too.
like a World War II graffiti.
And I
Kilroy
feel
was
like-
here. The guy
Yeah.
with the like U-shaped
Yeah.
nose, just peeking over a wall.
I don't know what that means.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
look
know
it up while
either.
you talk.
I have no idea.
Keep talking.
But so regardless, so at WPI everything's done in quarters. A, B, C, and D term. 4 terms is a year, and every term Kilroy would put on a show.
And most
It's a-
schools are like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of them do semesters instead of quarters, but regardless, they would put on 4 shows a year.
If it's a quarter, there's going to be 4 of them.
Yes, that's true. They put on 4 shows a year, and he was the director of a show and decided he wanted to add a framing device for the entire show. Usually, it was just kind of variety show style, SNL-esque kind of. Here are a bunch of 3 to 5 minute sketches, and there's a thing. But for this one, he decided he wanted to make kind of a miniature, a little play, like a 1-act play that kind of existed as the framing device, and it was about 3 guys on a couch. And I was in the group at the time. I'd only been in the group for like 2 months, and I just got lucky with the audition, and I wound up being Matt, which I was in the
Lucky.
movie. I mean,
Lucky, or that's your true personality finally given an
yeah,
outlet.
right. Neil was played by Adam Nakama, now Ada.
No. Neil was
Nakama.
Adam Nakama was Eric, I think.
No, oh, you're right. Yes, Ryan
Yeah.
Keogh, who was also a guest on the show, was
Ryan
Neil.
Keogh.
I don't know.
Keogh, holy
Yeah.
shit!
And
Was he ever on the D-pad?
Yes, he was a guest for us very early
Yeah,
on.
like on episode 2 or 3. Yeah,
Yep.
That was good.
And Ada Nakama.
After that episode, I was like, Keogh and I are going to be best friends,
Yeah.
and then I never talked to him again.
Yep, was Eric, but we did it essentially as a stage play in front of people in the live audience. Went well. A couple months later, I guess. So Alex goes on a trip to South Africa, and on the flight there, it's like a fucking endless plane ride. So he got the idea of and started scribbling down an adaptation of the framing device as a framing device for a feature-length movie. And
That's right. It was feature length.
yep,
It was
he
feature-length.
he hosted auditions for the movie, and I don't know how many people out of Kilroy actually auditioned for it. I did because I was like, that was a fun show. I want to do it again if I can.
Mm-hmm.
And like he told me at the time too, is like I might not cast you as Matt again. If I do cast you, you could end up somewhere else. And like that's fine. I just want to be part of it again. It was fun to do and it'd be fun to be around. And then so I got cast as Matt again.
Good work.
And John got cast as Eric.
And I did not get cast.
No, he did not. The character of what was it Neil Tremblay, I think.
Yep.
Was a guy named George
From Craigslist, from Providence.
Yep.
From
Yep.
Craigslist. Leave it at that.
I want to clarify that I did audition.
Did you?
I did.
That's why
I
you're a
didn't know
good
you did.
sport.
I thought you hadn't.
I did. And,
He
and
did
I got
a-
the role
it was
of
one of those, like,
makeup
Of makeup,
artist.
yes. You were going to be there to do makeup with that kid
be
that
fair, you're
was
really good at that.
entirely dead by the end of it because of how hot those fucking lights were. We were melting through our skin and the makeup.
What kid?
The kit.
Oh, kit.
Makeup kit.
Yeah, I
makeup
didn't have
kid.
a kid.
They call
CJ
me the
was the
makeup
This
is
kid,
my
the fastest makeup slinger in the East.
Yeah, we're gonna recast.
more powder, boy.
So like it's hard to tell from most scenes, but like near the end of the movie we got really lazy with it and we were running out of makeup, but like we had it was foundation, I think, just like a kind of a
Yeah,
base
little
hide our 21-year-old acne.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little foundation. But then
Foundation?
powder.
Yeah, it was. We had
I
that stuff
sweat.
caked on.
But there was
'cause
nothing I could do about the hair. 'Cause
two huge studio lights,
Yeah.
and just in front of us for
Yeah.
10 hours a day in the middle
it
of
was
the
like
summer.
that, but like right here.
Yeah, it was.
And
We have
bigger.
one light here,
And bigger.
good
That's
10
actually
feet closer.
small.
Two of them, bigger lights.
And no umbrella blocking it.
tour.
Oh God, that's right. We were like blind if
Yeah,
we
how
looked
could
up
you
at
see
all.
anything?
Not very well. There were definitely some shots where it was like,
Well, we kept-
you're looking in a real
We
weird
either
direction.
looked
It's
like
what?
down at the TV,
Yeah, if you
or
want-
we
there-
looked to the side at each other.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's a good way to
Yeah.
inject the same kind of adrenaline for like a stage show, though. Like the lights kind of just like.
Yeah, it gets the pressure
Batman
on
is
for
a
sure.
little bit of a lame superhero.
You don't know what you're looking at.
Yeah.
You just gotta
Yeah.
do a good job regardless.
Fourth wall.
By
You
the
all
end,
did
we were.
great job.
That fourth wall was broken.
Hey.
It was a
Yes,
broken wall.
wonderful. Yeah.
By the end, we ran out of makeup
Films.
because we had used so much of it. Like it wasn't like that thing was dead on the way in. We just were piling it on to not look like we were drenched, and by
To
the
not
end,
look
we
like
just
we were
ran out.
21.
So. But that
Which
was
you
how
still
how
did
I got
look.
to
You
know
look
Alex.
like you were 18
We looked so
without the
young.
markings
Yeah.
of
So
21.
surprised.
Yeah.
That was how I got to know Alex and you guys.
Yeah.
John has had a
That's
beard.
our origin story.
After
Yeah,
that
we've
movie,
resisted
John grew a
telling it.
beard and hasn't shaved it since.
Nope. Not
Uh,
once. One time I went to a barber and I was like, he's like, you want me to trim your beard? And he cut a little too much off. And I never went back and I
Yeah.
didn't tip him.
Wow. That's,
You
Whoa.
didn't tip him?
I think.
I always tell them that I'll take care of my own beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do the same.
As
They've
you
asked
can
me
see,
something
I'm
like,
taking
"Ah,
great care of it right
barber.
I always tell them that I'll take care of my own beard.
I've mostly had a mustache since we filmed that.
pretty much right after. I think.
Yeah. Because he had the one chin.
Because I did have it
landing
with the
strip?
king. No, well,
Yeah, the
The
King
King
Tut.
Tut,
The
right.
King
grew out
Tut.
to a king tut, and I grew the mustache in,
Yep.
and then eventually. I
Wait till you
cut
see
it off.
the web
I did
series.
do a secondary king tut a couple years ago. It was much.
I was gonna
shorter.
say I thought you did have
I did
some
it a
sort
lot
of thing
more
for it.
recently.
But yeah, the irony of this whole movie is that we were all like, oh, man, these characters like sitting on a couch all day talking about pop culture.
What
and shit.
losers.
Bunch of, that's not us.
What a bunch of
And now,
losers.
10 years later, literally sitting on a couch, me, Rick, and CJ, and also Felice, which is a lucky thing, talking about video games all day, every day.
And Ben.
Well, he's not literally on this couch.
Oh.
Wow.
Nor
Not
was he
now.
in the movie.
Nor is
But
he
I
in
would
the-
love
nor
for-
am I in the movie.
He will be in our next cut, but you were
Yeah.
on the couch. Oh, never. You know what? Unbelievable.
Yeah, no, we literally
Police
do.
wasn't in the movie. Did we have any black people in that movie?
The
No.
cab driver.
Cab
Cab
driver.
driver.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
I think is racist.
But you were saying
But he was the literal
Well, we didn't
cab driver.
cast him. We called a cab, and he arrived.
You were saying he's racist?
You're gonna not let him be in the movie?
right now.
You were saying that he was all jazzed up about being.
Yeah, Alex said he was super
He
excited.
was jazzed, all right. I'm
He said he was super excited, but had to do 4
After
or
he
5
did his,
takes.
after he did his take while they
Yes,
were stalling, he
Jesus.
pulled a big baritone sax out of the back seat. And just
Where are you going? So bad. Hey, Bill Clinton could play sax too.
Was that
so it's
jazz
not
music?
Just, I don't
they
know.
called him Miles per hour Davis.
That's my best. Wow. That's my best jazz. Yes.
This is the most
Because look at my
ridiculous
face. It's the best jazz of
conversation
which
about
I
a
am
movie
capable.
I've ever been a part of.
We've gone way off the rails instantly. A little bit. Yeah.
No, we're talking about the cab driver.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
That
Miles
actually
per
is-
hour Davis.
That is one of
not
those
his name.
moves. That is one of those moves that I used to pull off in smaller doses and realized immediately how awful that is to do to people
Which
on,
move?
on the fly. Like being like, all right, we're in this like situation where we're like normies, people who are not part of this production actively are involved. I'm just gonna grab a camera and start doing some stuff.
Oh yeah. Well,
Like-
Alex at least asked first.
Yeah, one of the so there's a sketch in this
We
movie
do have
called
to talk
College
about Ho
Crew.
Farms Ho.
Yes, I was saving that.
Oh,
one.
were you? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So the College Crew.
Sorry again.
There's a bit in the movie called The College Crew where it's 4 college superheroes.
Crew.
And there was another sketch that came after that. People loved that so much in the movie that we decided to write another one, and that was one that I also directed for that. And for one, Isavian from our Discord has a car lad for that.
Is that where he's from?
Wait. This is definitely not the most. This is not the latest version at all, because there's Montekia Magica.
no, that's from the web series.
Really?
Yes. Yep. That one came out, in fact, between episodes 2 and 3, if I remember correctly.
Well, there's better
Featuring our buddy
skits
Brandon Vogel,
later.
who is now a
don't know what
really
you guys
damn
are
good
talking about.
MMA fighter.
Yeah, you'll see it.
No,
but-
I probably won't. It's fine.
Fair enough.
Oh, no. I'm trying to remember what the reason I brought that shit up was now.
Shooting
away,
the
cut
college
away.
crew.
Ho,
You had
fo.
a second. You had an idea to do a second college crew.
Yeah, I'm
That's
trying to
where
remember
you
what
were
what were we talking about? Literally right before that.
Hope
What are
Farms.
we even doing right now?
I don't even know.
at. What am I?
I don't know. I
Is
lost
this
it.
movie a video game? I'm so confused.
It should have
You're
been.
right.
Well, we are spacing out and forgetting.
This
what we
movie should have
meant,
been a
so
point
yes.
and click. Choose your own ending adventure. Bandersnatch.
Bandersnumping remote.
Bandersnumping.
Bandersnumping, right?
Bandersnumping.
I still have that green shirt from the movie. I went downstairs to look for it, but Sarah's gone to bed early tonight, and I was like, I'm not going to wake her up tonight.
Unless we all have all of them, then it's not a point.
You were talking about not wanting to get the cab driver involved.
Oh, yes, thank you. One of the shots we had from that was the big driving force of this was that frat lad.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember what his character's name was. I think it was like frat man. He has a stomach of infinite capacity, so he just drinks and frats and stuff.
Yeah.
But he
That was Alex at one point.
It was Alex at one point. Yep. And the discovery was that it was him realizing that he couldn't get drunk anymore. And that was depressing him.
I
So
do
it was him
remember
at a party.
I saw
and
this.
the party was like, I shot at a Kilroy actual party.
Yeah, I saw this too.
And like, there was like this one shot that was such a nothing shot, but for some reason we couldn't get the goddamn thing. And it's like, we're now taking up like an hour of an actual party to tell everyone to shut up and take this shot. Can we please get this done? But like, very shortly after
Sounds
that,
like a really fun party.
yeah, I realized immediately after that, like, I'm not gonna do that.
It sounds
to
like
people
a
anymore.
It sounds like what you do every single day at the D-pad.
Yeah,
You're like, hey,
shut
we're
up
playing
and do
Smash.
this thing.
Shut up and play Sonic Adventure Director's Cup Clipboard Simulator.
Clipboard simulator.
It's kind of fucked up.
Clipboard.
Cliplord.
I'm a cliplord.
Blander's
All right, can we
snout.
talk about Ho Farms Girl?
Sure.
All right. So
What?
across the street from where we were shooting, there was a convenience store called Honey Farms. Ho Farms.
John
for
fell
short.
in love.
No, I didn't fall in love. There was a cute girl behind the checkout
Fell in
counter
like.
at the convenience
in
store,
like.
and at various times I would go in, Nick would go in, Rick would go in. We'd all go in. We
I
would
never
all
went in.
Occasionally joke about how Ho Farms Girl was cute.
Yeah.
Right.
Because she was.
Sorry.
She was
sorry.
cute.
You can't call her Honey Farms Girl, but you can call her Ho Farms Girl.
I
That's
can-
what you
I can
just
call
did
her both.
there.
I can call her both.
You corrected
The Honey
yourself
Farms honey?
from honey to ho.
It's
The farm honey.
Anyway.
Farm honey.
So one day we go in and she's like, "So why do you guys keep coming in? What are you guys doing over there?" And we're like, "Oh, well,
We live
we're-
here.
Right. It would have been a better answer. We're all like, actually, we're shooting a movie.
Well,
She
no,
was
okay,
totally
no.
flirting though because no one asks, "Oh, why do you come into a convenience store?"
Right.
She was totally hitting on us.
Buy
Yeah.
fucking
Me
shit
and
that I
you,
need.
John, me and you were both like, well, because this factors in because Nick was not part of this immediate conversation.
Oh, right.
So the two of us are chatting her up, and it was pretty innocent stuff for the most part because we're like, oh, we're doing a movie. And we're like kind of like half downplaying. It was like, we wanted maybe she can be in the movie. Is it weird to invite her to be in the movie? Kind of a thing.
Right.
So
She
gotta
was
be a
my fourth
star.
best friend in Worcester at that point. So.
right, like so
Right after the subway people.
So we're chatting with her, and I'm not
Eat fresh.
gonna say the entire email address for
Sure.
my own sake. It is my personal email, but
Let's
So we
reenact
did-
it. We're talking to the Honey Farms
yeah,
girl.
We're talking about, and it's just like, hey, I mean, we're doing a movie. You know, I mean, they're trying to get like three more people in it. If you want, like, do you want? I can give you my email, and like
And
we
she's
can.
like, okay, great. What's your email?
And I say, all right, so do you have? And she has a pen. I'm like, all right, so it's Sonic.
Well, you know what?
Dot-
Let's just use my email.
Yeah.
It's jdselig@gmail.com.
Yep.
And I interrupted Rick because I thought he was going to fucking say, like, Sonic and Tails forever at Gmail or
which
something.
I get.
His first word was Sonic. So I was
In
like,
in hindsight, I super get it. My email was not, in fact, anything like that.
it was not Sonic and Tails forever.
not even not at all.
6'9".
At the time, I was like shooting lasers through
I
your
know.
skull.
I replayed it after and
Yeah.
felt bad, and I did apologize.
You
even
did. Yeah,
then.
you did.
And especially
that was
pretty
kind of
much
like
every
a-
3 months since.
Yeah,
So
so that was
good.
kind of
Oh,
like
it's been 3 months again.
It was actually kind of a cool
Wait a minute,
email.
I'm confused. So
It was like his
You
username.
told her
Yeah.
that it was Sonic and Tails?
No.
He didn't say it because he was worried that I was going to say that, embarrass both of us, really.
Let's say it was
And
Sonic
said-
Fusion.
you gave her
Rick
a-
was going to be like, my email is sonicfusion@gmail.com, but I interrupted him because I thought he was going to be like Sonic Tails
Sonic and
forever.
Tails best buddies 92.
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought he was going to say that, so I
Yeah.
stopped him and gave her mine.
So-
I was like trying to cover
Did
for
she
him.
email you?
No.
Yeah.
Because we were idiots.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't have anyway.
Right,
but,
exactly. But so
Should've
we're
given her
kinda-
mine.
So we're still doing
Oh, yeah, and
this.
the real reason why is this.
Because like we were picking up other things, and
dumb.
Nick is grabbing like baking supplies and things, and so
For
while
what?
we're doing that, well,
What did
that's
we
exactly the question. So we're just kind of doing this. I'm now like, well, can't wait to be out of here.
Yeah.
So
Can't wait to come
he
back later and have another awkward
Yeah,
interaction.
he comes over, drops a bunch of stuff on the shelf, and he's like, "Oh, hey," and drops that, and she goes like. And she looks to one of us, not Nick, and goes like, "Oh, what are you guys buying that for?" And he just looks her straight in the eye and goes, "We're making fudgicles."
And Nick
And
is
doesn't
a great
break that
guy
contact, and we're
who
just
has
like,
no game.
yeah.
And doesn't even like have the awareness to realize he should maybe try to have game at a
Yeah.
moment. So he's just like, we're making fudgicles.
I
And
can
it's just
imagine
like,
his face.
Did he
No.
really say that?
yeah.
Yes.
He really
Where
said
the
that.
fuck were these fudgicles? I never got one.
I don't know. I have
They weren't
no
for you.
idea.
They were only for the
I have
producers.
no idea what happened to
There
these
was no
magic
fudgicles.
fudgicles.
Where the hell was
So, yeah.
I in all of this?
So now I'm feeling like I just want to crawl in a hole and die. John now feels like, damn it, I almost salvaged this moment.
Yeah, I was like, I almost got it.
Yep.
And then I walked
She
out.
wasn't
And
even
Nick
that
is just like,
cute.
la 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 la.
She was a Worcester 8.
It's so funny to me. Just like,
What does that mean?
All right,
She
no,
was
I
cute.
know, I got it. A
Yeah,
Worcester
all right,
8.
a
All
Worcester 8,
I'm
yeah.
picking up what you're laying down.
Thank
a
you.
Worcester
Yeah,
8.
Thank you.
You know,
For those of you who might not know, Worcester,
Oh my God.
Massachusetts is the second largest city in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And it's like a little bit grungier than
Third.
Boston.
You got your Webster, and then you got your Southbridge, and then you got to put them in the pan, and you got a fudgicles.
Thank you, CJ. Nick, that's good.
Oh
I
my
think
God.
he just broke down. It's okay. Just don't let him swallow his tongue.
So that was the ballad of Honey Farms Girl.
I'm sorry. I
The
still
ballad of Honey
feel bad.
Farms Girl.
What, like anything was actually going to happen
No,
from
of course
that?
not.
Like,
And it'd probably be better if it didn't, but still, like,
Well, yeah, what would have gone down? Like,
don't know.
oh, what kind of movie you guys filming?
yeah. She's like, I got 1975 in the cash register. We can go party.
well, excuse me while I drink this glow stick and egg yolk
Can
and
I
break
swallow
glass
one-
against a wall.
I mean, you
swallow
guys
one
saw
of-
the movie. Look how sweaty we were and chubby.
You guys mind if I swallow one of those fudgicles?
Oh, wow. And again, if she
Oh,
was
Honey
willing to do that,
Farms.
we probably didn't want her to do that. So it's like,
I don't know.
Why? She's probably great at it. Like, just saying.
I wouldn't have complained.
No
anyway.
slut shaming on the D-pad.
No, not at all. Oh, Guitar Girl, damn it.
Oh, Guitar Girl.
I missed my chance by 10 years.
I'm pretty sure she's friends with Mallory Laferriere. You can just.
Oh,
find
okay.
her.
No.
She passed out in my bed one time. Do you remember that party?
Oh yeah, that was great.
Dustin got drunk and went to bed in my bed. And then
And
an
then
hour
Mallory-
later, Mallory wanders in and just cuddles up. And Dustin's like, no! And just kicks her off. All in my room, all in the dark, while everyone else is still partying. That was remember that we had that bureau that was just sticky?
What are you looking at me for?
No, I'm just saying, do you remember that?
No.
We had the bureau where we kept like all
That was
of the,
your
like-
bureau in your
Yeah, it was
room.
my no, but it was eventually in the living room and we kept like game stuff in it.
Oh,
for
that
a
would have been
while.
Ben's room.
But it was because Mallory spilled drinks in it. There was like a solid puddle of drink in our like stuff
You
drawer.
didn't just wipe that up,
Well, we didn't find it till later. She left little
and then you
presents
still
all
didn't
over
wipe
the
that
place.
up.
Yeah, we eventually, no.
No.
You just moved out. That's what you did. Like,
We don't
What I
need
was
this
doing.
anymore.
Oh, this is
Well,
messy. I gotta go.
this bureau ruined this apartment. You had to fucking move out. And leave
I
the
blame
bureau
Mallory.
So, why don't we swing this back towards the actual movie?
The what now?
This is the movie.
So one of the things we pointed out near the very end of this is that, like, if you are very careful in your selection, there are actually some pretty decent shots that actually are, like, not just functional from a filmmaking standpoint in terms of, hey, you can see the person that's talking and they're in focus, but, like,
Oh,
there's some clever visual metaphor
We should
in
make a
play.
fake trailer
Out
for the
of that.
movie. Just like we'll find like the good shots and put them together to make it look like the movie's like
Yeah.
good.
I will say there's a reason Clerks is black and white because it's a lot easier.
Yeah, it
the
is.
color really hurt us.
Well, you don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry about color grading
But
at
to
all.
go back to what you were saying, I think
Yeah.
Alex's vision was a little better than what this is.
Yeah, I think he had
And
a,
I think
he had a decent story. The script was kind of weak in spots, and we were also helping re-edit it as we went to try to
No,
make
we
it more
should
natural
have been.
sounding.
We weren't really.
We were. No, there were days where me and CJ were literally just like sitting in the kitchen going like, okay, what do we...
No.
All right, let's get that.
Wow.
And you were
Where
asleep
was
on the
I?
couch.
Probably
I
on the
think-
sleep.
yeah.
Or coming in from Boston.
Or that, yeah. But so like,
Hey guys.
the story is
I made
pretty...
it.
The story's pretty decent.
I thought
There's
I
some weirdness,
went
but
to
it's
pick
all
you
right.
up in Boston.
This time.
The script has some weak... The script definitely was a
took the
little
train.
bit all over the place. But like... In the more finely edited things, like the opening and closing montages with the moving square things,
yeah,
Those are awesome.
there's a lot of good stuff there,
He's a good
including
editor.
the long tracking shot of CJ running from the side is still one of my favorite things of this entire movie, because that was like a good 20-second shot of you running full speed and him presumably in a car filming out the side while all the other stuff's going on. And
Supersonic.
It's better than other movies I've seen.
that's plenty.
That's
That's
actually
honestly-
pretty high praise because
Yeah,
you've seen some.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
You've
he's
seen
just
some
seen a lot of movies,
solid
so he's probably
movies.
seen a higher number of bad movies too.
Yeah.
I don't want to like take this away from you right now, but
Please do.
he's seen a lot of bad movies.
Oh no, I
Saying.
know, but I was kind of expecting him to say it's the worst movie.
Oh,
So he didn't say that.
No.
no.
So
Should be noted, it was
I'm
made
good.
by, I mean, everyone involved with this was like between 20 and 22,
Yeah.
made on literally no budget at
No
all.
budget. Yeah.
Zero pocket
we didn't
money.
even have pocket money to put in.
Yeah.
He like borrowed and stole that equipment.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, literally, yeah.
My favorite story is for the fucking screening we had.
Yep.
He went on Amazon, bought an HD projector, used it for the screening,
Yeah.
and then returned it to Amazon the next day.
The next day.
Oh my
Genius.
God.
Yep.
Amazing.
Genius.
The like
Nice.
That's where Alex shines. It's not
Yeah.
actually the movie part. It's all the
It's-
other stuff around the movie.
We call that production.
yeah.
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 the weather was super sporadic all over the place the entire time, which is part of the reason for the posters on the windows.
Thunderstorms and heat wave.
Although that was also a partial reference to Clerks as well. Same idea. The shutters are closed so that they don't have to know that it's pitch black out while they're doing the movie.
But
and
you know what the production was not interrupted by?
yeah,
Bad Fathers.
yeah. Okay. Do you want to do this one?
What?
Me and John have told way too many stories. You want to do this one?
No.
No.
all right.
Um,
All right.
You don't have
No
to.
or yes?
Well, as the most Worcester of the rest of us, I'll pick it up if you want.
I'm so curious.
Go for it.
I don't
yeah.
remember it that well. So like,
There wasn't a lot to it, to be real.
it was
Yeah.
like during the thunderstorm, right? And like we had to like keep shutting everything down and just wait. One of these times that we stop, eventually we probably get distracted by something, and it takes us a little longer to start things back up. But like,
So we're just sitting there quietly.
we're sitting there quietly, but we can still hear what's going on outside. I don't
Should
know why
I-
it was
should
so
I be
loud.
the guy?
But then we realized there's a domestic dispute going on right
Yeah.
across the street because
Which
it's Worcester.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a Worcester dispute.
Oh,
Yeah.
Worcester.
Literally across the street.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Door
the
slam.
guy says,
And without context, we hear, "I ain't a bad father. I just don't give a fuck."
Which really
Sums
about
up.
that says a lot.
Says a
a lot
lot.
about him and his fathership
And Worcester. Yeah. Yep.
And how
our
much
lives.
of a fuck he
we
gives.
were inconsolable for a good 10
Oh
minutes.
my god, the shooting was
Crying?
over.
But
Were
also,
you
for
like,
crying?
the-
Was it really
No, just
sad?
Concept of
That's yeah.
we were
Sad-
laughing so
sad
hard
laughing.
that guy heard us laughing at
Oh,
what he
yeah.
said. And then
Yeah, there was some more noise afterwards, and we were like, "Oh shit, the windows are open."
I
Guys.
probably sarcastically was like, "You're not," or something.
yeah, you would have done
Oh,
that.
man.
I would have.
You were a fucking rebel back then.
Yeah, get my ass kicked. But
Fucking wearing fucking denim cutoffs and
yeah,
shit.
watch out. That was me
like a
at my
blonde
best.
Wario.
Blonde Wario. You heard it here first.
Wario.
Ron Wariosley. Harry Potter.
Ron Oreos. I like it.
My girlfriend at the time, her sister came to town and was like, "Oh, you're Ron Weasley."
Who was your girlfriend at the time?
Jenny?
No.
No.
No, not her.
Actually, Rick, you should probably beep her last name just to be safe.
Fair enough.
But
I'll blur your face too, because
blur my face too.
it's a pretty easy last name.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
But
Your entire, not your mouth, your whole head.
Oh, that's right.
she was her family was Korean, but she was raised
yeah.
in Australian, so
I-
she had a fun accent.
Oh man, I love
That
her
does
so
sound like a
much.
fun accent, honestly.
No, no. That was the joke that just persisted because she did say no, kind of funny, but I
Yeah.
think all Australians
She
do.
had an accent.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Nar,
no.
jar.
Did you do that? No, I didn't. Yeah, we can't do it. We just can't.
We're all bad at Australian
We're all bad.
accents.
Yeah.
We've
I get
seen
shit
how
with it all the
Australian and
time.
New Zealand accents go on the show.
No, John, you got your boomerang. No, you don't got your boomerang.
Oh, I'm sorry, she wasn't a disabled Scottish man.
No, she was a Goriah.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
It's all going back to Zelda 2 when
Not
you
the last
in New York.
Australian I dated. So
You're right. Yeah, like
these things
There
happen.
you go.
But my
Good
accent
day,
is
Mike.
But the
remains
first.
that. Thank you. That was
You're,
good.
you're
Not
so.
Not
So
the first?
The first.
The first, yeah. Okay. How many fucking Australians you dated?
Anyway,
So this is a movie that could not have existed any time other than in the summer of 2008 for filming, because it just so happened that everyone involved had like nothing to do with their
yeah,
summer.
I had a job every other summer.
Yep, same. Yep.
I did have a job.
I was in Japan
because you
the
were coming and
summer
going
before.
to and from your job when you were doing a handful of these shoot days. I think
Yeah.
like you were the only one with the schedule
What
that we
was
had
your
that we were
job?
like.
Guess what?
Moving around.
Fast forward to 2018, I'm still the only one with a fucking job that I have to go to a place every fucking day and
I
do
gotta-
shit
I gotta go to work
physically.
tomorrow.
Ben has that too, and
Yeah.
actually I've
Me
had that too.
too.
He's got to go to work
Ooh.
tomorrow before he can get on a plane to go to MagFest.
I'm not.
Oh, no.
Ben wasn't
I
in the
gotta
movie. He
drive
doesn't
to
count.
Magfest.
Is
Yeah,
the
you
floor
know,
of the car itself
the
not a
ground
plane?
plane.
Where is Mag?
You guys just get
DC.
paid to play or make video games.
Do you think that's what we have?
Yeah.
That is not
That's
true.
what we have?
Not yet.
One day.
I've
So-
made $0 from video games.
I've made also $0 from video games, but I haven't put in nearly as much effort, so I'd say I'm winning.
You're
Yeah.
definitely winning.
Yeah.
That process was about, I want to say, 6 to 8 weeks of like
Or your money back.
four-ish,
I
like
haven't made
3-4
any
days a
money,
week.
but I got a free Sonic the Hedgehog
Oh yeah,
fake Genesis.
because I bought
model.
like 80 million of those.
You bought like 80 million of them and realized,
Yeah, but it was for a platform
I don't
you can't
need
play.
any.
He's like, I got a shitty Xbox One. You take it, CJ. I
No,
hate
actually,
you.
I gave Sanchez the download code for the game,
Nice.
and
nice.
and I kept the thing, so it kind of worked out for everybody.
Nice.
Especially
Sanchez.
So 6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks.
68 weeks.
And it was like 3-4 days a week of like legitimately between 10 to 14 hours straight of there were days we showed up at dawn. There were days we showed up like at dawn and didn't wind up leaving until it was like
Yeah.
pitch black out.
And I was at the mercy of the commuter rail, so I was there at weird times.
Oh,
and, like,
Jesus,
Sometimes
yeah.
I would just stay the night and do it again the next day. And
Yep. I lived down the street. I was fortunate with that. The
You were
apartment-
living above Drag Nasty.
Yeah,
I
that
remember
was-
that apartment.
Yep, yep.
What?
Chinese restaurant known as Dragon Dynasty in Worcester, Mass. Which
Dragon
has an
Dynasty.
apartment above it, so the
Yep.
apartment they called it the Drag
That's
Nasty.
in the movie.
No,
I think.
Alex named it that. It is in the movie. There's
Alex
this
named it that? Good for
Alex
him.
is the one who named it that.
He
And
is
it's
funny.
persisted to this day.
He should
10
write
years
movies.
later. 10 years later, it's still called that. They still call it that now.
That's awesome. I mean, it's not like rocket science that they got
So-
there.
But
so-
yeah,
But it's still
yeah.
nice. It's nice.
Credit
The,
where
the
it's
shot-
due, John.
in the college crew sketch, the spot where they introduce Frat Man is Steve DiTullio chugging from this hilarious like mini mug or like mini barrel mug or something, mini keg
It's a
mug.
personal keg.
Yeah. And the throwing thing, that's from my porch that was there, which is the one that's across from Honey Farms. But yeah, so all I had to do was like, all right, I got 10 minutes to get over there. Better take a quick shower, and then I walk over. So like, I had way less of like a stress with that,
Yeah.
which was nice. But
It was a 2-hour commute, but it was worth it. We had fun.
we got to show it off in a theater when it was done. So
That was
January
awesome.
9th,
And
January
it was
9th, 2009.
fucking packed with our
It
family
was
and friends and
it was packed.
people.
Yep, we had a full
That was cool.
rented out theater for
That's wild.
one night only. And
Yeah, for the
people
best.
people had a lot of fun with it.
The second night
Also,
would have
we
been
filmed
rough.
the
Thank God
episode
it was
of the
only
web
one
series in
night.
that theater as well.
We did, yes.
did, yeah.
Yep, with Steve.
With Steve.
With Steve
Harwick.
Steve Harwick,
Yep.
obviously.
There were parts that I was expecting to see because I've seen the web series as a true fan. I've
Yeah,
seen
a
all
super
of
fan.
it.
That'll be a
and
story for another day because, man, it was a great idea at heart, but wow, that was filmed
You and I,
literally by the seat of our pants for like a straight 3 months, and we were in such
With
shit
some
shape physically.
bad management decisions. Rick and I were both 20 pounds heavier.
Yep, we were very heavy. I was having skin
sorry,
problems and stuff. Like it was a not great time.
No, honestly, I was so self-conscious about how how I looked in that web
Oh, me
series.
too.
But when I first started dating Megan Zaremba,
Yeah.
I met her one time, and then she's like,
Right.
the second time she was like, hey, I found your web series. And I was like, oh, I understand. You never want to hang out again. She's like,
Good to have seen
no,
you. Bye forever.
surprisingly, I liked it. Her words. And I was like, wow.
I think I watched it
That's
with
really
her. I think I watched it with
funny.
everybody.
That's probably why. Oh, yeah, you lived with her at
Yeah,
that
yeah.
point. Yeah.
I
You
think
son of a bitch.
I think Sarah actually went to
didn't
the
know what
premiere.
was gonna happen.
guess it
of the
works.
movie.
I was like, hey, dumb friends, you want to see my other dumb friends? And they're like, yeah, we're dumb friends.
That is the absolute best way to describe that.
Hey, dumb friends.
Literally
Want to see
perfect.
my other dumb friends?
I know that Sarah saw it around that time. I think she might have gone to the premiere. A lot of Kilroy people got invited to it because it was like, hey guys, this thing's a movie now.
Oh, that's
And,
true.
like,
You've known Sarah a long time.
yeah, I've known her. Actually, no.
Sarah.
Yeah, I've known her since 2008ish. Like right around, like
right.
immediately after we shot this movie, she started going to that college, and we
Yeah.
met sometime that winter, and we were just like part of the same friends group for.
There was also a thing where like it's all friends and friends of friends and
Yeah,
friends
yeah.
and friends of friends. So like there was definitely a time where it was like, oh, you were in Alex's movie, and I was like, yes, I was. Thank you.
Yep.
Like being recognized out of the blue is interesting. You know.
Yeah, actually, I think Sanchez saw the movie before I met him.
How?
Oh wow.
Dennis
Wow.
showed him.
Oh okay.
How
All
did
right.
Dennis know?
Dennis loves CJ.
Yeah, Dennis loves me.
Dennis loves you.
Yeah.
Is he okay? Did he get married or no?
No, he's
What?
back in Boston.
He's
you
around.
asshole.
No one told me.
You moved
Oh.
to California
you went to
literally
California.
like 2 weeks
I
before you moved
spent
back to Boston.
some time in LA.
He's been on the
That's
show.
true.
He's been on the show since.
Oh fuck yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
What
he was on some
episode?
Resident Evil
Oh
episodes,
yeah,
like
you
4 or
wouldn't
5 of them. I
know
think.
because you don't watch the D-pad, but
I don't have time for that.
You
That
missed
show's
out on
terrible.
quality
Have you
shit.
seen it?
You know what Dennis's life is like.
Is
I
he doing
watched-
okay?
Well, actually, like immediately after we filmed that episode with him, he lost his phone again, so I haven't been in touch.
No, oh no.
That explains
oh,
Dennis,
Dennis.
in a nutshell.
But he got
Solid.
he got another new one. So
if
Okay.
you're listening, I love
I
you,
do
Dewey.
need
miss you.
to get him back on soon, and Sanchez,
Yeah.
and we need to do Resident
We gotta
Evil
do more
soon.
Resident
Yeah, I would
Evil
love to
stuff.
see those guys.
The episodes of
What are you all
everything
doing
going
in
out
20
over
minutes?
The episodes of anything going on
You wanna
while
hang
I'm
out?
gone on vacation are gonna be pretty slim. So Resident Evil will not be the only thing that's not getting any videos for the next like 2 weeks.
that's okay.
So I think perhaps my favorite short little story in the aftermath of this movie was so we went to Gen Con Indy to show off the movie. We went to show.
Can you
three-
quickly explain what that is to people who might not know?
Gen
I did
Con
not.
Indy is. I mean, it's just kind of a generic
the
nerd
general
convention.
convention.
Yeah,
it's like
in
the
Indianapolis.
biggest nerd conference.
Well, yes. When
But
I say
Gen
generic,
Con
I mean
is
I had a
the
lot of
general
fun, and I would
convention.
go
yes.
visit.
but
Yeah.
it's specifically aimed at tabletop role playing.
I would
games.
probably
It's
not
the
drive
convention
there
for
this
that.
time.
yeah, driving there was rough.
Although actually driving with less people would be fine.
Driving with less would be okay. Yeah. So we went to
Certain less
Indianapolis,
people.
and we go and because among other things, aside from wanting to be there, we were also screening the movie there. I have absolutely no idea how we managed to.
what year did
secure
you
that.
screen the
This
movie
was
there?
2010, I think. Maybe 2009.
I went to Gen Con 2007.
Okay, yeah, which was before we shot the movie, so that would have been really impressive, actually. But yeah, so-
In Indianapolis,
But
you
I feel
went?
like Ben's relationship with time
It is
travel,
fun, isn't it?
like
Gen Con's
Yeah,
good.
sure. You're all about time travel. You
maybe
probably saw it.
Yeah, I
did
could have.
see it
You're
at
like,
Gen
maybe you
Con
hated our movie 3 years in
2007.
advance.
Like,
I'm
really,
just
it
cool
just
that
gets so
we walked the
messed- so
same
mixed
streets
up,
2
I
years apart. Did you go to
Shake Shack?
Steak and Shake? Did you go to
God.
Steak and Shake?
Oh, right,
John's
Steak and Shake.
favorite fucking
Steak
fast
and
food
Shake,
restaurant.
yikes.
Probably.
We
yeah.
made a so this was
I remember
when-
eating a 2-pound burger.
that probably was Steak and Shake.
Sounds right.
I remember Dustin and I got us a table at like a real restaurant,
like a sushi place.
Yeah, it was that Italian place.
And,
Buba de
and,
Becca.
and then like you
Sushi
guys
place,
decided,
yeah, an Italian
oh, we
place.
just want to go to Steak and Shake instead, so we had to like
'Cause
fucking
this was-
leave after they got
This
us a
was when we
table.
were all at our absolute fattest. And then we went to Indianapolis and felt a lot better about
Also,
ourselves.
I would argue none of us really had restaurant etiquette back then. I had a little
Yeah.
bit because I had started working at one.
we were a mess. We were awful.
But like Dustin knew.
Oh,
Dustin's
yeah.
restaurant man.
Restaurant
Restaurant
man.
man.
He's like Dungeon Man from Earthbound, but he's restaurant man.
Early into
It's
the
a walking
Indianapolis trip,
restaurant.
early into that trip, we were like, man, Steak and Shake. The first place we went to Steak and Shake because like none of us had ever been there before. I'm like, wow, this is awesome.
have to do with the movie?
We're
getting
to do
there.
with the trip.
Okay.
I was like, what man? We should come. We should come here every day. And I was like, sweet. I'm gonna try different flavors each time we do it. I'm gonna do different shake. And like we got into midway through day 2, and it was like our third visit there, and all of us were like, this was a huge mistake. We gotta call this one.
Yeah.
But so
Great.
So
we go to Gen Con. We're showing off the movie. I have no idea how we managed to get a slot at Gen Con because I don't know.
Yeah.
But so we go in there and the movie starts, and the intro sequence happens. It's got CJ doing the spinning thing, and then the 5 o'clock, everyone's running, and then it starts to get to the running thing, and then CJ from the back. We're all watching from the back of the room because everyone else is in seats. From the back of the room, CJ's like, "Hey, thank you guys for coming," and like.
He meant it in like a thank
Like,
you guys
thank you for
being
being here to see the movie.
We're excited
Yeah.
that you were about to watch the movie.
Something about the exact inflection used made it sound like, "Hey, thanks for coming. This has been a fun time. Hope you enjoyed like past tense the movie." Like, well, that was a really short thing. All right, everyone get out of here.
It's another Ho Farms moment because
Yeah.
he didn't mean that, and
Exactly,
I'm not
yeah.
sure how it would have been received. But you stepped in to interrupt me, like, wait.
Well, I was just kind of like, oh, and then Alex jumped in and he was like, "Yeah, we're really happy that everyone can be here. We hope you enjoy the movie." And then that was it. And it was just like.
Yeah.
It was just like this weird kind of moment, and like it just stood out as like because a whole bunch of people started turning back, like what?
I was like, what
Who's
now?
back there? Who is that? Like,
Yeah.
it was a
You
great
know
trip
how
though. People
this
seem to like it.
has nothing to do with your movie, but a movie that exists. Like at the
Seems
beginning of
relevant.
The Lion King, where
Ben's gonna kill us.
it's great.
The Lion
They
King.
sing the
Lion
song,
King.
the
and then
animated movie.
they sing the song, and then at the end of the
Or the new
opening
one.
song, it just goes The Lion King. It's like
Yeah.
black screen, The Lion King. When I went to see it in a theater, this makes me think of this moment. Some little kid, when it went The Lion King over black screen, just yells, "The end!"
That's perfect. That's exactly
Who is it?
functionally what
Yeah,
happened.
like-
Police, were you that little kid?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was.
My
really
mom once
funny.
told me we were going to the DMV. And I was like,
Alright, where's
"Oh,
this
Mom,
going?"
I don't want to go to the DMV." And she's like, "Sorry, we got to go." And instead, she took me to Lion King.
Nice.
Oh,
It was
what
a
a
surprise.
weird trick.
That's
Love
sweet.
that,
Right.
Darlene.
You usually do it the
You
other
know
way
the
around.
D
Like, we're
stands
gonna go to
for
see the Lion
Darlene.
King, and then it's like,
Side
oh, we're gonna
bitch.
stop here
Secretly.
first,
Yeah.
and then just
We
go
are the
home.
Darlene pad.
Yep.
The Darlene pad, yeah. I was a very tough kid to surprise. One time, they told me I was having like meatloaf for dinner, which I hated, and there was Chinese
Meatloaf,
food
the
in
artist
microwave.
came over.
That would've been
had
no.
dinner with them.
That
Like a bat out of hell.
They were eating. They were eating meatloaf. Poor Eddie.
Oh damn. Damn.
Anyway, it was a ploy.
So,
and I got Chinese
Wrath
food,
of Khan story.
and I knew.
We can jump into that briefly.
One
sure,
time-
that was
no, no, no.
related. That's related enough.
Oh,
that
one,
we
one,
can
last,
quickly-
one last quick one, right?
Yep.
When I was like 2 or 3.
Oh my God.
Really quick. This
A
is a good
tangent
one.
off of CJ's tangent off of my
This is a good
tangent
one.
off of
No.
the movie.
It's a tangent off of Felice's adorable child. When
My
I was like 2 or
adorable
3,
child.
it was my birthday. And my grandpa was like, "What'd you get John for his birthday?" But I'm in the room, but I'm also a baby, so functionally a non-entity. So my mom, knowing that I can already spell Batman, says, "I got him BRUCEWAYNE
Nice.
stuff." And I go, "Awesome, Batman!"
Wow, nice.
And I'm like 3. That's all. I was a tough kid to surprise.
Nice.
So Lion King,
Lion
DMV.
King, DMV.
Sorry, I was
Batman.
I committed to going here, so I'm just trying to.
No, that's
I'm sorry. Continue.
Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
You do that one.
Oh,
You-
You brought it up.
yeah, that was funny. We went to see Wrath of Khan. It was supposed to be a double feature. I think it was.
rubbing.
It was. It was the first.
Search of Spock was on right after.
Yeah, it was
too.
2 and 3 back to
But
back.
oh my god, that theater was packed to the brim with fucking Trekkie nerds and like D&D.
I like
Wow,
Trekkie
was
movies.
Star Trek showing
What
at
did
Gen
you
Con?
think?
Oh, right, of course. Okay, but the thing was like
It was the smelliest fucking theater.
one
I'd
of them
ever been in.
specifically, like next to me,
Yeah.
had their shoes off, and it reeked. And I forget exactly what happened,
Was
but
it
somehow I like bartered my way into switching seats with someone.
I
Because
think me.
I think it was you because you were like, I'm sitting behind someone and I can't really see. I was like, well,
Yep.
do you want to switch? And you were like, oh yeah, thanks.
Yep.
And then Rick quickly realized.
I realized
What
I'd been
happened?
tricked. I'd been duped.
But then like we
I was
started
the
talking
rube.
about it, and so we got to the point where none of us could stand it. So
Yep.
we literally just
We got
waited.
through. Khan!
Yeah, that
and
was-
the entire theater yells, and we're like, okay,
We got up
time
and
to
left.
go.
We got up and left after
But it wasn't
that.
like
It
Khan.
sounded
It was
so
like
bad.
It was 100, like 400 people yelling it all at once, and then cheering, and then it like people were
so then
talking.
they, like,
over-
raised their arms.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There was a little of everything. People were talking through the whole thing too. It was just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably us talking through the whole thing.
Yeah, it
No,
was
no,
like
we were
watching.
quiet.
It was
That's
like
the
you
expected
watching the
setting.
whole movie
I hadn't
and
actually
so
seen
Ben
the movie.
Couldn't watch it.
What is that like? I
I
wonder.
didn't actually do shit at Gen
Can
Con.
anyone know?
so.
I think we
This has
played
been the
Sonic 2.
worst.
I went to the free video game rooms.
Yeah.
I saw part of Wrath of Khan. I didn't like do any gaming stuff, even though I signed up for a couple. I just didn't end up doing it.
Didn't end up doing it.
I didn't end up doing it.
I don't want to be a party pooper, but we've got 3 minutes left.
Yeah, let's I mean, let's at least go back to the movie.
There was
one thing that
Kind of
Alex
a
was very
Gen Con,
particular on was the kind of color coding of the movie. Not the color grading, but
of course not.
so I had my green, CJ had blue, you had red. But in addition to even just that, which probably stands out relatively well as like a sharp contrast between the three, you've also got Lisa in pink. You've got Shannon and Scott, who are both in black and white. You've got Bruce in like this kind of brown thing going on. So everyone's got kind of their like color code happening that are all meant to imply certain things about.
Although later Shannon became yellow because of her blonde hair.
Yeah.
When we color schemed it for
later stuff,
specifically for Power Rangers, but for the later the web series.
Yeah. There was more put into it to kind of.
But I think Scott was white.
The guy on the bench.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jeff. I know him.
Jeffy D.
It's so frustrating to watch because it's one of those things where like I got this to an extent too with even some of the things we do for the D-pad where I'm just like, wow, this is a little bit tough to watch for one reason or another. If only I remade this now, I could do so much better with that. And it's the same thing with this, where it's like shit. Like if we all had 10 years of experience on what we're at now,
and it's also the classic problem of no time and no money.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which we are still facing as the D-pad. So that was in effect times 10 for something.
True,
remote,
yeah.
You know, so it's just like
experience is not
we
a
did
valueless thing though.
No,
like,
of
that
course.
does
No,
make
no,
it
and
happen.
that's the
and
big
if
three.
you folks like what you saw, check out When She Went Away. It's another fantastic film
Yes,
featuring
it is.
yours truly.
It is.
wow. None of us are in it though, except CJ.
Yeah.
This was just the launch pad for my career.
Career.
Likewise, you can play Command and Conquer 3
say
mod
career.
The Forgotten if you want to see my pretty face. Covered in green gems and shit.
Yeah.
But so
Rabble-rousing.
Ben,
Yeah.
I know. We've been leaving you out of way
Hello.
too much of this conversation.
So
Ben's been
remember all
falling
of these
asleep.
things that happened
I
10
wanna-
years
I wanna
ago
know,
and I
like-
was there for.
Yeah, Ben. Everyone do this, please. Do
even
this.
from like kind of the top down view, or
Yeah,
if you
Rick,
wanna,
come on.
Yeah.
what are your
Yeah, what are you?
What's your question?
on
Collective.
What are your thoughts on something
your thoughts
remote
on
10 years later?
I mean for him it's right now. It's not 10
What do
years
you?
later. It's just
Stop
down the
stealing
road.
my pillow.
No, but
I'm-
we're going to show this
I'm
to him in 10
We're
years.
regarding
Oh,
him,
yeah.
and he's regarding us.
But so yeah, like what are your thoughts? Like, is there anything that stands out, or like I don't know?
That's
What do you movie you guys made in college? What do you want him to say?
No, that's fine. I mean, tear it apart, or like put it
no,
up on a
it's
pedestal. I don't know.
it's on a scale from 1 to 10. You know,
is.
it's
a
like
Worcester 8.
it's like
Bring
You heard it here first. It's a
it's
Worcester
like a 4. You know what I mean? Like it's
That's
not so bad that you can like rip it apart. Really, it's competent. Like shots are in focus and there's lighting. Well, there's like lighting problems, I guess. But like okay,
It's more of a grading
know,
problem,
but
I
it's
guess.
like-
But it's still, yeah.
it works. There's a
The
plot
actors
that
were on
happens.
screen.
You know, 4 is the first
It's
word
not.
in
It's not
foreplay.
so great that anything's really noteworthy.
We
to
won
me.
the Connecticut Silk City Film Festival.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever that is.
I got. Yeah. Exactly. That's the perfect award for this film.
What's Silk City? Is it Hartford?
It's
Yeah.
It's
think
it's
so.
a perfectly.
Or is that just the only city I know about in
neutral-
Connecticut?
I think it's Hartford.
I can't even say it's unoffensive because there are parts that are.
Yep, no, they
offensive.
totally are.
But here's the
Some
thing:
parts
if
age
this
pretty
movie
badly.
didn't exist, you wouldn't live here.
Sure. Yeah.
That's
Weirdly
true.
enough.
That
So what's that on a scale?
Is
of
that
1 to
true?
10?
I'm not saying.
Also,
that
Wow,
this
that was like kind of like. I
I'm
feel
not
like
saying
there's
this
a
movie
corner.
isn't important.
You would be
Okay, well
homeless
said.
if it weren't for something remote. What if you were like rich and famous and had a mansion if it weren't for something remote?
Oh.
Better not to.
I'd still be sad.
Aw.
All right. You have it here first. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's still sad.
Yeah.
It's fine. At least you didn't toaster yourself in the bathtub like Dustin.
Oh
Aw.
God.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
What,
I watched it.
do you have like a favorite, any like favorite chunk of it, whether it's like a couch bit or a TV bit or?
Sure. No, like I mean, but this is stuff that we've already talked about, though. Like the editing, especially in the frames in the beginning and the end, like that's
true,
done
yeah.
really well. Some of the skits
That
are
music
pretty
by
funny. Those are a bit jarring for the film.
All right,
You know,
Ben.
like
Yeah.
it's just like, wait, okay, all right, this is just kind of randomly inserted. I get that the TV is kind of important, but is it really?
So do you have any
All right.
completely non-qualified glorious
Wait,
praise?
Ben, keep
for
it at 100. Keep it at 100. Who's the cutest in the movie?
Out of.
In the movie.
Oh, John's definitely the cutest.
All right.
Yeah.
He was a precocious 9-year-old. So.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
It's weird seeing you so nice.
Yeah.
You
You're not getting used to it. You can tell when I'm Eric, my voice actually goes up like
Oh,
this.
yeah,
you
yeah.
did a lot
Yeah.
of.
I
It's
had
actually
to.
funny.
And-
So,
Because it's hard to be nice with like a deep voice like I have.
It's
I don't
hard,
know.
it's hard to be nice when you sound like
hard to
a
be nice when
dick.
you're such
Matt
a
does it too.
man.
I don't know if you noticed. Matt did the same thing as Scott when he's trying to do his like being a nice guy. He always kind of had his voice go up a little like
yeah,
this.
his
it's,
whip
it's a
voice.
cheap. It's
Yeah,
like a
it's
cheap
girl-
thing.
girl-
but
it's
it
called
works,
girlfriend voice.
you know?
It's not whipped voice.
Still.
I don't know if
I
if
gotta-
the outtakes that we watched were
It's 2019.
part
It's
of
partner
the video
voice.
that's going up.
I think
But
it was,
like
yeah.
it's funny like watching the whole film with you as Eric, and then the outtakes where it's like, oh,
Where it's
that's
like, oh,
John
there's
again.
John.
Now I
Yeah.
recognize
And I'm
him.
like, oh fuck, I did it wrong.
Yeah,
guys, what's wrong? You know,
Yeah.
yeah. I like that
It's-
too.
yeah.
We got some catching up to do. I think literally every other character with lines in this movie has some kind of burgeoning TV or film related career or some entertainment career. We got some catching up to do. So we've got
We got to put on
we got
feature length
Matt,
film.
Matt and his girlfriend. I don't think they're married. Sari now have a like production company that they run. They actually won the Boston 48-hour film project like 2 years ago.
That's cool. We came
Yeah.
in like fourth one time.
I did a
Wait,
48-hour film festival thingy. With
then,
Peter.
Then you've got Sal, who
In
has
LA
like her
doing
own web
roomies.
series and is like doing like TV appearances and things. And
But
You got-
how many YouTube subscribers do they all have?
Oh.
Sal probably is doing not bad on that front either. To be dead honest, like it was a YouTube series.
Well, then maybe a few. But here we are.
Doesn't Jeff have like a
Jeff is a
surprisingly
clown. Jeff's a
popular
professional
like
clown
mime or clown
in-
troupe
yeah.
or something?
Yeah.
But they're the premier
In, like,
clown
Denver or
troupe
something?
in Northeast Portland.
Portland.
Yeah. They're like, yeah.
So that's cool.
Well, like
Does that-
Sammy's
does that mean
doing
they're
pretty
the
good with that-
only
with her stuff
clown
too.
troupe
Becca's
in
doing pretty good with her
Portland?
no,
stuff.
I think Rebecca
there's
Davis is
definitely
retired
more
from
than
acting.
that.
Did you really?
She's taking a break, I think.
Yeah, a little
She
time
was
off.
in New York for a while, and it was pretty brutal.
That's I've heard. Yeah, that
Yeah,
New York is, like,
she's
insane.
trying to go into what do you call it?
Acupuncture.
That thing that you acupuncture.
That thing that you want.
Oh.
The thing that you people
Yeah.
do. Is that what you're saying?
No, I was gonna literally
Not
say
at all.
Careful stabby
police
puncture.
got me. That thing that she wants.
Yeah.
I love
Careful
acupuncture.
stabby-puncture.
Yeah.
It's
Careful
cool
stabby.
because-
It's cool, except for when you like inadvertently twitch.
Oh.
One time they got me and like it hit a nerve, and I went,
Yeah. Yep.
Whoa!
I
All
did
right.
not like that.
Oh yeah, don't
That's
go to the back of
spooky.
that
I think it's
first, yeah.
cool.
But me and Beck are
It's
gonna
neat.
team up.
It's
We're
weird.
gonna be massage therapy and acupuncture. It's gonna be
Acupuncture.
acupuncture. It's-
Personal trainer
it's-
and
we're gonna call it
non-diabetics.
Nath Health. We're gonna call News at the Hill Health, and we're
Well, that is a very insular joke that I am the only one who has
we're gonna
a
go
chance
even
of
further
getting
back,
that.
and we're gonna have
Wow.
a Let's Watch of
Let's
News
Watch.
at the Hill.
Yeah, that was
Starring
you and Becca,
CJ
right?
Haley and
That was
Rebecca
the
Davis.
high school news show CJ was in.
I've
But
watched a lot
we
of
have to
it.
end this. Sweet
Yes,
Ben
yeah.
has to go to
so,
bed.
so two
This is
things
supposed to be
really
Ben.
quickly.
10 minutes.
So two things.
It's a long 10 minutes.
Two things really
Extended.
quickly.
a long 10.
One, Ben, were there any 3-point landings? I didn't see those.
Well, I don't know. There was that kind of crab walk in the bloopers.
That's true. That might be.
What
that
is
might
a
be
3-point
close.
landing?
3-point landing.
that
The
means
villain
at all.
had a connection to the no.
I mean, I guess the villain does have a connection to the main character.
Time.
I
Neil
really
is the
don't know
Neil
what
is the
3-point
villain
landing
himself.
is, other
Yeah.
than basketball.
I don't know.
Well,
Was that-
the girlfriend
the
is,
MCU
is
stuff, don't worry
written
about it,
as
we're
the
making a
villain for
dumb
most
joke.
of the movie.
She is, but then she also comes around and kind of.
Right? Yeah, that doesn't mean it.
So the real question is, and this is a question for everybody, one at a time, please.
Am I a
but
Marvel hero?
Would you recommend this movie to anyone?
To anyone?
And if so, for under what circumstances or for what reason?
I would recommend this movie to everyone that I know that also knows you.
Right.
Yeah.
I would recommend it to any of my fans.
Obvious reason.
I would recommend it to people who are D-pad Ultra fans
Yeah.
or people
Yeah.
who worked on the movie.
Just fans in general. I got fans out there.
End of list.
They want to see me.
I'd recommend it to
Be
my
like,
mom.
here's this. It's not great,
Aw.
but it's funny, kind of. If you like me, you'll like
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And moms.
Here's my buddies.
Moms.
I still
Moms
work
of
with
all
them.
involved.
Yeah.
I would recommend it to anyone who both enjoys the mumblecore genre, which was
Yeah.
a very short-lived kind of chunk of
That
time.
mumblecore was like rap.
There's
no,
mumble rap.
well, okay,
Yeah.
yes. Now there's mumblecore rap.
That's what I
guess.
thought we were talking about.
But I think that was
Mumblecore
a
is
nickname
also-
for Clerks type movies.
Yeah, mumblecore is a film genre like Clerks, Slacker, all
Where
that
everyone
stuff.
talks quickly in order to feign
I want to
wit.
get the
Among other
the commentary track with Darlene and Pam and
Oh my
Oh, the
God!
Mother's Day special. Kathy.
Marie.
Kathy.
We have to do
Kathy.
this for Mother's Day this year.
We've been saying this for
That would
literally
be incredible.
7 years straight.
Have we? Because I don't remember. But
Yep,
here
every
I am.
year. Every year we say it.
I would recommend this to anyone attempting a digital reconstruction of my face from 10 years ago.
I would recommend it to anyone who both enjoys mumblecore genre works and
What was
Especially
line
the
that I
rap.
said?
is at least comfortable with, if not a fan of, amateur comedy.
Sure. Amateur comedy. People who really like Clerks, but only the first Clerks. And
Yeah, the second one definitely got a lot more produced and
Right.
all of that, which I still liked it a lot, but definitely a beast.
Dawson.
But yeah, it's this is I haven't seen this thing in like 6-7 years.
Yep.
We watched it a whole bunch at the time, and then I never really turned it on again.
I haven't seen it in probably that long, too.
I watched it yesterday.
I haven't seen it since I met Ben.
preparation.
But yeah,
All right.
it was very weird to kind of see all of that again
Especially
and
10
remember
years
as much
later.
stuff as what happened. in
Especially
there.
with the context that we became that in a weird way.
Yeah, in a couple ways, yeah, we kind of did.
That's the thing that I think gets me most is that because of that movie, Rick and I became close friends
Yep.
and ended up living together
Yep.
and ended up doing the D-pad and ended up living in this house and are still doing the D-pad today.
And
Yeah,
made that
Alex
video.
kind of
That's how
fucked
Ben
himself
got
by
sucked
being
in.
that fourth
Yeah.
roommate.
This
because
video wouldn't
Well,
have
it's even
three
been
of
weirder
us
because-
became besties,
because
and Alex
I
just
got
left
sucked
himself
in
out.
more because of Megan than anything else.
Yeah.
Who was roommates with CJ,
CJ.
who knew you guys from
Yeah.
And had showed
who
Megan
had
something
seen
remote.
John
Yeah.
the thing,
Which
so like it's this whole
endeared
web.
me to her.
Yeah.
Which is pretty
How
wild.
come I didn't know you before Boston? That's weird, because I knew Megan for like fucking 5 years.
He's not going to go visit her out in North Adams.
Why not?
You were mostly friends with Adam in high school, right?
Yeah, but because I knew the Zarembas.
The
Yeah.
Zarembas.
Yeah.
We're all Zarembas.
I'm a Zaremba.
I got kicked out, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I think you
Yeah,
did.
there was
I
a while that we
definitely
were
did.
calling this household
Sad.
the Zarembas.
Sad.
Oh,
Now
man.
we just call them the Fishers. It's fine.
It's a
most
much more
accurate.
organized household, though.
Pretty accurate.
All right, we
But
got to
yeah,
end
we
this.
should probably end this
Sweet
thing,
Ben
but
needs
any
his
last thoughts?
Sweet
Ben.
Anybody last one sentence thoughts?
Thanks for making that movie 10 years ago. You could have done better.
Thanks,
but
mate.
not with what you were working with at the time.
Watch When
Well
She
said.
Went Away
That's pretty
We
much
should,
exactly how you.
by Justin Katz.
We should watch this on Thanksgiving every year.
Aw.
Like this video or
actually
that?
the
movie?
nicest
No, we
thing-
should put
the
we
movie.
should put the movie on. Like we don't have to sit
Yeah,
around and watch
That's
it. We
the
should have
sweetest
it
have it
on
in the
the-
background.
That's the sweetest
yeah.
thing.
We should
That's
watch
on
one
Thanksgiving.
episode
I'll post
of
that.
the
I
web
love it.
series every year.
Yeah,
And
something like
for
that.
the
My
next
butt's starting to
13
hurt
years.
on
Oh
this
my God.
futon. That's
That's
why
what-
that
I'm
was
moving so
something to
weird.
note. Hopefully you guys enjoyed.
You're a good guy. underneath
commentary.
it all.
Hope you-
You've
hopefully
lived up to
enjoyed
the name
this.
Sweet Ben.
We'll probably have a
Sweet
link to something regarding that as well.
Something
and
remotely
hope you
regarding
guys have a
that.
good
Yeah.
new year.
And if you guys don't hate it, maybe we'll do the web series or the director's cut.
Yeah.
Because those
Maybe.
both
The
exist.
director's cut is not worth doing.
No.
It's this, but with better color
Okay.
grade,
All right.
tightened editing, and
Yeah.
some more skits.
Big shout out at the end to Alex Laferriere, Nick Allain, Steve DiTullio, who put in at least as much blood, sweat, and tears as we did.
Oh yeah.
In the same way that I have to do a bunch of editing after we're done doing D-pad recording stuff, they didn't get to walk away when we did
Yeah.
when we walked up the
definitely
set.
true.
So
You know, and we love those guys. I spent the last couple of New Year's Eves with them, and I didn't get to this year, so I was a little sad about that. So we love you, Alex,
all
Nick,
right.
and Steve. Bye.
See you on the next one for
Bye.
Captain
Bye.
America.
Bye.
Good night.